Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies, and today we want to pick a bow for myself to shoot. At light poundage, I'm looking for a lightweight bow that's very adjustable as far as going down in poundage, because I want to start off on an extremely low poundage because I've just had heart surgery. So I'm limited to 5 kilograms, so about 10 pounds that I can draw back. Now, I haven't drawn back a bow, so I want to go through some options. So when you're thinking about a bow for a kid, your wife, or maybe yourself, and you're on a light poundage, just some of the options that are available. Now, the first bow I looked at was this. This is an M2 toe point bow. It's very light. So very light. These are really, really popular. Fiberglass limbs, metal risers, metal cams, right? So I'm like, this bow winds down to virtually nothing. Draw length goes out to, I think, around 28, I think. So I was like, well, this is the perfect bow to see if I can draw it back. Now, when you've been through surgery or when you're young and you're starting off, don't draw back a bow too heavy. So I don't care how big you are or whatever, don't draw back a bow too heavy. 99%, I'm going to say 99%, of errors I see are beginners starting off with a 70-pound bow, struggling to draw it and derail the bow, or let go of the bow at 70 pound without an arrow, causing a dry fire. And I can show you all the bows in my shop that are waiting to be fixed through that in the last couple of weeks, right? So, and it's not one or two. Like, this thing is every day and we tell everyone about it. Don't do this. Start off on a light poundage bow and build your way up. Okay? So this is on, basically, it's lightweight. So if you're starting off, especially if you're young, well, even if you're starting off and you're a guy, starting off on a lightweight bow is a good thing. The heavier the bow, theoretically, the more stable you'll be. But you've got to be strong enough to hold it. Now, because I'm coming back after a break and after heart surgery, I'm going to start off on a light poundage, light physical weight bow. So I can't shoot the normal bow I shoot because it's too heavy for me. I've got to build up all my strength to get back there, and that applies with recurve or compound. So this is very lightweight. And so the problem with this is the bow's short. So shooting a short bow and the draw length wouldn't be ideal, but what's ideal is the weight, the adjustability, that I can get the weight light, I can get the weight light, and I can get the draw, I can adjust the draw length because it's rotating modules, and the bow's physically light. So this is me drawing it back, and the bow, now I can't get my elbow in the right position, but I feel like that didn't hurt me, right? Now the problem with a bow when you wind it down, like this bow's wound down, is when you get back to full draw, it can be a little bit sloppy. So you get back here, and you can see I'm not drawing back how I normally am, and it's a little bit spongy in the wall. So I'm thinking, well, should I shoot a bow like this to start off? A bow like this to start off, which is a little bit bigger, more mass weight, but it's still going to be spongy at the wall. So I'm thinking about all the bows. So we're going to go through it and I'm going to look at some options. And you're going to say you're going to elite t-shirt on an elite hat. That's because I was thinking about which bow I was going to shoot. This is the Elite Ember. It's basically ideal for a ladies bow. It goes up to 60 pounds. So good teenager's bow. It's suitable for men, 32 inches, I think, or big, 31.25 inches axle, which is fine. I shoot 31-inch bows fine. 60 pounds, which is good. Draw length is adjustable to 29, which is good. So from 15 to 29, excellent. 3.6 pounds, you can see I can hold it up. See my little arms now. 3.6 is not bad. It means I'm not going to shoot stabilizers, right? So there's going to be no stabilizers when I start shooting because I don't want to add weight. So the draw weight on this will go from 10 pounds to 60. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And what I love about the Ember, it's got the ability to fit limb stops. So the stops will come around and hit the limb. So I'll get that rock solid wall. So I love this bow as an option for kids, ladies, and myself starting back in archery. Because I can start off on 10 pounds and go to 60 pounds. Love the option. The grip's familiar to me. It's an elite grip. Look, it feels a bit like the PSE grip. It's not really there's some of the elite grips are a little bit different in here to hold on to. This, it feels good, but it's a very standard grip. Some of the like the Verdict that I've been shooting and the Envision I've been shooting, I'm going to say a little bit more comfortable I find the grip, but this grip's fine. So this is definitely an option for me. 3.6 pounds. Now this is the Elite Basin. I did a review on it and I was like, didn't like the bow because I couldn't get the timing right. Now my staff say they've sold a whole heap of these bows and everyone says Stephen didn't like the review. In my review I didn't like it and I sort of said it, and I might get in trouble from Elite for saying that. But my staff said they haven't had a problem with any of the ones they've sold. They've all been timed perfectly and they've been great bows. This is an option. It goes from 20 pounds to 70 pounds. Now I feel like 20 pounds might be a little bit heavy, but I'd be interested to see if I can get it down to, maybe in the 10 pounds, because 10 pounds, 12 pounds is what I'm allowed to draw. Would be kind of interesting. It's only a fraction heavier than the Ember at 3.9 pounds. So draw length is better for me. The draw length goes out to 30 from 16 to 30. Now it also has limb stops, so it's a very suitable bow. So I'm very interested in this one. This is the BowTech carbon bow, and BowTech's got a whole bunch of carbon bows. What makes this bow really suitable is it's very lightweight. So it's very light. I don't know if it's got the adjustability I need. It's 26 to 30 in draw length, so that's suitable. 3.2 pounds, which is excellent. It has the limb stops, but I don't think I'm going to get 10 pounds out of it. I don't think it's going to go down to 20 pounds. And this might be my ignorance, but to me this is really it's not a growth bow. They do make ladies versions of this bow, but it's really more, for me, when I sell bows, this is more for a person who's looking for a lightweight bow, and it's a good bow, but it's not really a growth bow. I'm really looking for that growth bow, the one that can grow with me from, like a 10-year-old to a 15 or 16-year-old. That's the bow I'm looking for, because I'm thinking in a 2-month period I'm going to go from 10 pounds to 60 pounds. And I want a bow to be able to do that. So this bow may do it, but it's not what I've ever thought of, and I might be getting in trouble from BowTech. It's not a bow that I've thought of for that. Most people who buy this bow are men or ladies that are kind of already shooting and they've progressed. So they started with a beginner bow, and this is a step up. But I'm really looking for I'm going to say a beginner bow to get started in the sport. Most people wouldn't start with this bow. Now this is the BowTech, I'm going to say Convergence amp. I've renamed it. It's a growth bow by BowTech. It has the limb stops, which is completely suitable. It goes from 8 to 70 pounds, 21 to 31 inches, and it's 4.1 pounds. So it kind of ticks all the boxes for me, except the mass weight is 4.1, where the Basin was like a 3.8. And I really like the Ember at 3.6 in mass weight. So this kind of ticks all the boxes for me in adjustability, limb stops, growth. but I don't want a bow to go to 70. Okay, I'd be happy to get up to 50, because at 50 I'm going to jump back to my normal bows, right? And this is what happens with beginners. Beginners are going to start with, like a 10-pound bow, build their way up, and once they've been shooting for a few months, they will generally jump up to a better quality bow. So those bows like the Bear Cruisers, which will be behind me, which go from 10 to 70, generally by the time you're getting up to there, you've already jumped to a better quality bow. So I don't know if for me, I'm happy to have the adjustment up to 60, but I'm looking for a physically lighter bow. Now I'm not gonna go for a Bear because I don't know about the grip. It's not as comfortable for me, and they generally don't have the limb stops that I'm looking for. But Bears make good bows. The single cams have limb stops, but they don't have the adjustabilities. The adjustability is on the Bears with the twin cams, but then it doesn't have the limb stops. And I don't find the grip quite as comfortable. And I'm more of a budget bow, so I feel that the Bears competing more against the bows I started with, and I was looking for a bow which is a little bit better to grow with. So not really a beginner bow, but a kind of a step up just to get me shooting for a few months, and then I can sell it and then go back to my normal bows. So that's what I was looking for. And if you're a teenager or a kid, the bow or lady, a bow that gets you to 50 pounds, which is good quality, that is above beginner level, is going to last you for a period of time. And then if you're shooting every day, you can go to whatever bow you want. But that's what I'm looking for. So I'm kind of a bit torn between the Ember and the Basin, and I don't think I can shoot 20 pounds. I think it's too much of a push. But what we're going to do is we're going to see how far down I can get the Basin in poundage. And of course that kind of worries me about whether I can draw it, but we'll just try that.